Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 coming at you with another Transformers video review, and today we're going to be doing a retro review for the 2007 movie Ultimate Bumblebee. I managed to find this at a secondhand toy store slash comic shop, and I wanted to do a video on it. I should have thought to do like an unboxing video with it too, but I have already since opened it and whatnot. So we're gonna just do it from here. We will start with a quick look at the box, and again, this is a big guy, so I am using the tripod, and I'm kind of having to stand back a little bit. But here we have the front of the box. We do get his vehicle mode there, and I do believe that is a render of the actual figure. I should mention that the batteries were completely corroded, so none of the electronics are going to work on this, so we will not be showing that off. We do get an opening panel here that, shows some different stuff and all the little features that will not be working. But there's that, and it's just done with a little piece of stretchy fabric. So there is that. On the side, we get a render Bumblebee from the movie. And then on this side, we get another render of him with his tech specs and his bio. And then on the back, we do get some looks at the product shots. And yeah, I have since cleaned out most of the corroded battery material, but I haven't actually attempted to try the electronics. I probably won't. I don't imagine they'll work after everything that was gunked up in there. But anyway, and the bottom we get buy these things too, the 3 leader class figures from back in the day. So that's it for the box. I did actually already store away the electronics, the instruction booklet, so we're also skipping that part. But here we have Bumblebee in his beefy Camaro mode. And it is a very nice car mode. They definitely, focused on this. I think there's a little grime here. Yeah, just a little bit. Do get an Autobot symbol there, which would be a button if it was still working. Nice chunky tires, and they do actually have rubber tires on this guy. They do got even a little gas tank here, not included. We do get our license plate, and our tail lights are there. We got our exhaust pipes, and of course you can see he is just kind of hanging out under there. But yeah, the car mode does roll quite nicely. Oops, let's actually get that in the frame. So, and it's pretty easy to make it roll when it's this big, Don't have to worry too much about the little finickiness of smaller figures. Does have his mirrors. They're just made out of a soft, rubbery material, which is understandable, especially considering how much they stick out. Not too much else to say about the vehicle mode. I'll do a couple quick comparisons here. Here he is next to Bumblebee movie B127. So you can see how big he really, really is. And here we have him with the 86 movie Bumblebee. So yeah, he's a chunky boy. But yeah, not too much else to say about the car mode. I mean, again, it really does look good, and that's because with these movie figures, they were licensed vehicles. They had to prioritize the vehicle. So, but we can go ahead and start transforming this guy. So first thing we're going to do is we need to pop out the doors, which they do open like so, and then like so, and then they're actually on little clips, and you want to just unclip them from this part right here and wiggle them out, and just this little piece right there. Then we are going to sort of pull forward on the hood of the car a bit. Again, it's kind of hard to do this while hovering over a tripod. And we do want to also detach these bits right here from the wheel wells. And everything plugs in quite snugly on this guy. So see. There we go. And pretty sure we gotta pull these out to the side. And again, this is all very snug there. Oop. Trying to do this without bashing the camera left and right. And still not letting go. There are definitely some parts that are way too snug for my liking. Anyway, let's go ahead and work on the back a little bit more. Do need to separate this part. And there we go. Pretty sure that this is supposed to come undone too. Yep, there we go. And we can split the legs here. There we go. Oy. Again, we're trying to, this section here needs to come forward, and the only parts to grip it are these, and they are attached by a small piece of plastic, and I do not want to accidentally rip it off. So it's hard to get it to come loose, and there we go. And you see they got these huge clips holding them in, but there's all these little joints here. So, whew, there we go. Alright, we want to bring these wheels up and kind of like behind his back like so. Now we can unhook this the rest of the way. And these clips are super tight. And then we do it on the other side. There we go. And that'll let us bring up these arms, and you can see they're on a double hinge, and then they peg in, or rather lock in, like that. Then we can just bring this whole assembly around, and it came undone. There's that, and then just move that around, and there goes the missile. Wrap this around, bring it up on that hinge, and plug it in. And then this whole assembly, yeah, no, that's the button. We'll just set that down for now. You want to push this little gray button right here. That'll let you extend the leg, and then you just sort of fold this up over it, and do the same on the other side. Oh, looks like it already came down. That. Then for this, kind of got to bring this out, and Give me a second here. Grab the missile. And try and sit down here. Give me a second. Alright. I can only imagine how much of this I haven't really gotten in the frame because I can't see very well standing there. And we were going to bring the legs up, and then there's a little, there's that, and there, this, right, I was doing the feet. Okay, the feet are supposed to come out. I'm trying to remember, I think that there, either clipped in or just very snug. The tire does catch on this. You can see it's actually pushing into it right now. Come on. There we go. Bring his feet around. Then this is spring loaded, so you want to push up on it. See if I can push it up and then bring it around. Then the toe will extend. Straighten that out. And there we go. And we gotta do the same for the other side. Gotta bring this up. Sort of angle that wheel to get it out and around. Bring it around. Lift it up, let it slide in. Fold out that toe. Bring this down. And we will sort that out in a sec. And then, yeah, there is, I believe, I think this whole section just stays there like that. Okay, yeah, this folds down and then this all comes up. I think the battery pack does stay where it is though. This is where the battery pack is, and there's the screw for the battery, but yeah, you can even see there's still a little corroded material still there. Here's the on switch and the off switch and all that. Anyway, we do want to bring the wings around, and as you can see there are little slots with, they do have like little extensions to make sure that they fit in a certain way. And you're just going to plug those into his back here. And whoop. I suppose the fact that they're attached by hoses just barely allows them to avoid the dreaded parts forming moniker. See, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to slide up somehow. Yeah, I think it just kind of like sits up against the back. Doesn't like fully integrate or anything. Okay, no, now it's not actually fitting up there. Yeah, these just kind of hang off the back like that. Anyway, finally for the chest, you do get to you know, angle all these different hinges and whatnot. And then I believe there is a locking point somewhere here. I think. No, it's sort of just a soft lock that lets it sit over that. But anyway, just get these wheels over his shoulders. And yeah, that's essentially our giant bumblebee. Oop, did I hit it again? His arms come undone again. There it goes. Or not. Anyway, yeah. And I'm sure that he would do, some sort of stuff if he actually had working electronics, but it is what it is. I mostly just kind of use this guy as a big display piece at this point, because again, no electronics, which doesn't bother me too much. I don't need electronics in my figures, but yeah, that also would, account for his shooting missile, which just kind of stick in there. And you can, sort of fire it. There's, yeah, I know there's a way to do it. Fires, yeah, there we go. And it went too far. There, you twist it. There's a triggering point when you twist it. Yeah, it does, extend in these parts, roll around. So you get a little motion in that, sort of like how it moved around in the movie. He does have some articulation in his hand. His fingers do open up, and he does have a ball joint at his thumb. Does have a bend in the wrist. And he does have a fully functioning elbow. So there's that. And yeah, his eyes would light up and stuff. And this is all turned around. Actually, don't these usually sit up like this? I don't remember. Yeah, obviously his robot mode is very compromised, but again, it's was the first movie. They were still experimenting with things quite a bit back then, and again, this is a huge figure. Gonna go grab another comparison here. Grab his missile too. But for example, here is the very recent Devastation Bumblebee. So you get an idea of just how massive he is. And for one more comparison, here he is next to a Titan. So you can see he's definitely bigger than anything would be Commander class these days. I specifically remember back when this guy first launched, it was actually $100, which is the current Commander price. So, but nowadays he would be way more. I actually got him for only $75, despite the fact that he was sealed in box. Maybe the person knew that he had the battery corrosion or something. I don't know, but it was still a good price in my opinion. And again, I don't need the electronics. Maybe someday I'll bother cleaning the rest of it up and see if it still works, but I'm mostly just gonna have him be a very impressive shelf piece. But he can still transform. You don't need the electronics for that. That's all I care about. A very interesting look into the past of the movie toys. Especially considering, how things are these days. Let's see if I can find. Yeah, here's the official MPM Bumblebee. So it's quite. We've come quite a long way as far as accuracy and whatnot. But obviously, this figure is more for the gimmicks and whatnot. But anyway, I wanted to do a brief review of this older figure and just get a look-see at, one of their older, more substantial movie toys. But I think that's about all I have to say for this review. Thank you for joining me. Ron 13 saying transform and soul out.